CNC square gauge is a precision front gauging system for power shears consisting of a digital display, a computer unit, and 1, 2, or 3 mechanical drive units, depending on the application. The drives are spaced so that the operator can stand between them and manually reposition the workpiece. A removable squaring arm is located on top of one of the drives. Because of the efficiency of this system, several cuts can be made on the same blank without putting the piece down. Square gauge rapidly repositions after each shear cycle, with the operator indexing the part against the front stop and the squaring arm. The finished blank remains in hand to reduce retrieval time and eliminate material scratching. This video will address some of the common application issues associated with mounting the square gauge to the shear. The optional air finger, showing here, retract and are out of the way when the fingers travel from one point to another. This allows the user to spin the workpiece and minimizes scratching. Notice that the fingers pull back 3/8 of an inch to clear the finger from the material before retracting and moving to the next gauge. Our most popular system is set up as a triple drive with a 10-foot or 12-foot squaring arm and 2 auxiliary 6-foot arms. Ball transfers are shown here, which help with material handling. The squaring arm finger is ideally located 2 5/16 of an inch from the square edge, which mounts on top of the square gauge arm. This means a slot must be machined by Automec or a shear manufacturer for the customer. The shear table must be at least 3 inches thick because the slots are machined 1 1/8 inch wide by 1 1/8 inch deep. The front finger can protrude from the edge of the shear table up to 18 inches towards the knife. Narrow pieces can be gauged by holding them against the squaring arm and one finger. Ideally, the second drive should be placed approximately 30 inches from the square edge so that pieces from 30 inches to 50 inches can be gauged while allowing the operator to stand between the drives. The third drive should be installed approximately 6 to 8 feet away from the second drive so that wide pieces can be gauged accurately from left to right. Programming the square gauge is simple. The operator simply keys in the desired front gauge dimensions and then presses the advance key to move the gauge to position. Each time the shear cycles, the front gauge advances to the next position. Square gauge can be programmed to move automatically after each shear cycle, or can remain at one position until the operator advances to the next step manually. There are many possibilities and variations of the square gauge, depending on your application. We're sure you'll find the square gauge to be one of the most valuable assets to your shearing operation.